bound by my hand. Stand rising me. Shields are depleted. Recharging. Going out gate. Movement over here. Got a fallback set. Relocating with a void nexus. Move this way. Shields recharging. This will run. Let's regroup here. Shields are depleted. Recharging. Bowing out with a void nexus.
Yeah.
Save it for when we win.
If we are defeated, we'll still make it.
Find something and give it a try. Don't drive in position.
There. I have returned more spectacular than ever.
Don't drive in position. Activating jump drive. I always get what Recharging shields.
I'm recharging my shield.
Wait till I win. 找鬼咯 Looting here.
Drawing back this way. Shields are recharged.
Sorry about that. I hate leaving you alone. Everybody owes me a pedicure. Recharging my shields.
I'm leaving here empty-handed.
If we are defeated, we will soon make it big.
Everything is going to be great. At least, that's what I keep telling myself. Target spotted. Frag out. Give him my shield to recharge. Target's right in front of me. Contact here. Shields are recharging. Using the decoys, Cam. I'm recharging my shield. Give him my shield to reach. Target's right in front of me.
So over.
Now, without further ado, let's dive straight into the action.
They're trying to attack me mid.
At their hill.
Funny mid.
Draws on mid, guys.
Oh my
Draws
god.
on mid.
Oh left. Cross. Absolute bro.
Where is he?
Absolute left. Like there, low left carts. Like to the right, AJ Moore.
He's bottom disc. Really weak. Abe.
What lower? Me. I can't see draws.
Oh, is that low left?
No, what the fuck?
I'm trying
What?
this.
How is he there? I thought he was on you. He's in the disc.
Other guy's on B-bomb.
Here we go, man, on the center. Let's start this thing off right. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Hey, grab a drink and get ready to roll, man. No balls on the ground all VA. Let's go, man. Oh! Good job getting that ball in that hole right there, man. Good. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was talking about the play before.
That was a good start. That was a good start. We are on our way, but we got.
Today's guest
are like our, GPUs that we run all of our AI experiments on. The moment where we would rather give that to an AI researcher rather than our brilliant team of human researchers, that does at least seem like some kind of very different new era.
Yeah, and at that point, who's even we? I feel like it's just you kind of like wheeling the stuff across the hall and, like who's going to, what I'm saying? Like, what I'm saying? It starts to get this idea, like if things were to keep leaving the people and go to the computer, you just shoveling coal into the AI hypothetically,
Again, I assume that what will happen, like with every other kind of technology, is we'll realize like there's this one thing that the tool's way better than us at. Now we got to go solve some other problems. So let's put our brain power there. I somehow don't think it'll ever feel like we all just get to like push a button and go on vacation.
Got it.
Like we will, I think one version of this is as capabilities go up, because as we get better tools, the expectation goes way up too. And so we've got to yes, we get much better tools, but we have to do way more to remain competitive.
Well, I think there's this hopeful idea. Say if you come up with all these,
or maybe not. Like maybe the AI is just better than us at absolutely everything. And we just sit there being like, all right, that was cool.
Yeah, because at a certain point, if something has all the information, right? If something has all the information, it can think and ponder and pontificate and serve multi options of answers. Aren't we then working for that thing? Like that's what I start to wonder. Like if it's the smartest thing in the room,
GPT-5 is the smartest thing. GPT-5 is smarter than us in almost every way, and yet here we are. So there's something about the way the world works. There's something about, this doesn't mean it's true forever, but there's something about what humans can do today that is so different. There's also something about what humans care about today that is so different than AI that I don't think the simplistic thing quite works. Now, again, by the time it's 1,000,000 times smarter than us, who knows?
Is part of you want to kind of get there? Like, how do we get where like I open the door and I say, "Excuse me, sir," and it's just my computer in there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
when I was a kid, I sort of thought about these technological revolutions that happened one at a time. There was the agriculture revolution a long time ago, and that freed us up to do these other things. And then there was the Age of Enlightenment, and there was the Industrial Revolution, and there was the Computer Revolution, and all these things happened. And I thought of them as like these distinct things. And now I view it as just this one long compounding exponential where all of these things come together. Each piece of technology is built continuously, overlapping on the one that comes before. And we're able to just do more and more. And so in some sense, AI is this big, special, unique, different thing. And in some other sense, it is just part of this long arc of human progress. We talked about the transistor earlier, but that was way more important in some sense to AI happening than the work we do now. And all this stuff has to compound. You got to build the internet. You got to get all this data. You got to do all these things. And I want that exponential to keep going. There'll be things way after AI. We'll invent all sorts of new things. We'll go colonize space. We'll go, build neural interfaces. Who knows what else we'll do? But I think at some point, AI fades into that arc of history. We don't even think about it. It's like transistors, which we don't even think about today. It's just another layer in the scaffolding that humans collectively have built up bit by bit over time. And where you sit in our day, you get to open that door. You have this like computer that only has one interface. It says, what do you want? You say whatever you want, it happens. And you figure out amazing new things to build for the next generation and the next and the next. And we just keep going.
Yeah, I think the part that I think gets spooky is I can build some stuff, but I can't build like any technological stuff. So then I'm like, dang, dude, well, what am I gonna build over there?
Okay,
you know?
so right now, I can write software, maybe you can't. And I have a little advantage if I wanna go build some technological thing. Very soon, you can make any piece of software you want. Because you just ask an AI in English, you say, I got an idea for an app, make me this thing. And the whole thing just happens. So that's a win for you. Maybe it's a little bit of a loss for me. I think it's kind of cool for the whole world.
Yeah.
But like, this is going to be a technology that anybody can use. You can just like, with natural language, you can say, this is what I want. And it goes off and writes the code for you, debugs it for you, deploys it for you.
And then you can say, how do I use what I just created?
Yeah. But if you have a great idea, AI will just make it happen for you. And this is a new thing. Like I think this will make technology the most accessible it ever has been.
Got it. Okay, then that seems a little bit different. I think there's this idea in my head that I'm gonna have to figure out all this coding. I'm gonna have to figure out all of this different ways to do things to even have a possibility of use of myself in the future.
No, I think this is, without talking too much about the future and what we're gonna launch, like the fact that you will be able to have an entire piece of software created just by like explaining your idea is gonna be incredible for humans getting great new stuff. Because right now, I think there's like a lot more good ideas than people who know how to make them. And if AI can do that for us, we're really good at coming up with creative ideas.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things that people like to do. Do you think right now, if humans, regular average humans, most humans, could vote to keep AI going or to stop AI, what do you think
That's a great question.
What do you think that they would vote?
This is like totally kind of, I don't have any data for this. I would bet most people who use ChatGPT, which is a lot of people now, they would say like, keep it going. And most people who don't would say, it's scary, stop it. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like most people would say, stop it, I think, or pause it, take the wheels off of it for a month, that kind of thing, siphon the gas out of the tank, you know, like that kind of thing, put sugar in it. I think there would be like that kind of thing, you know?
What are you most afraid of with it? Or is it just that we're not going to have purpose and we don't know how it's all going to go?
Yeah, I mean, those are some of the huge parts, but I think like there's like probably that. I think that in the end, I think there's a general feeling of like, well, if all the trucking jobs disappear, you know, if those become automated and like, yeah, if everything becomes a robo-tax, like, you know, will that feel, you know, where will those people go for jobs? Will everybody just be dancing on TikTok trying to get people to tip them for trends and stuff? You know, like there's part of that. I had this dream years ago that it all ends with everybody's driving an Uber and literally holding each other at gunpoint to be each other's passengers, right? Like, get in my car. Because that's how bad, like somebody's like, I need the fare more than you do. You know, my whole family's in the back seat, sit shotgun, we'll get you to wherever. You know, like people are literally holding each other at gunpoint to subscribe to their OnlyFans and stuff. Like it's just that dystopian or whatever. So I guess part of that, but then there's a deeper part where it's like, yeah, what comes out of us if it feels like a lot of the regular stuff that gives us purpose, that we know right now gives us purpose? Is there a new evolution of our purpose? Is there like a blooming inside of us? Is it this utopian place that you almost think of as like a heaven idea where, you know, people are fed and have enough, you know, are provided for, can take care of themselves? I guess that's it. Or what? Because purpose gives people work gives people so much of their purpose. And so if we're to lose those things, what is it? What happens? You know. And I know I kind of keep asking that over and over again. You don't really have the answers, and it's okay. Of course, how could you? We're not in the future.
I mean, I think people really do love to be useful to each other, and people love to express their creativity as part of that. And as the long-term trend of society getting richer has continued, more people, I think, are able to get closer to sort of expressing themselves in the best way that they can. Maybe like, you know, as recently as 500 or 600 years ago, not very many people got to be artists. the world wasn't that rich. There were a limited number of patrons that could like pay you to create art, but there were more than zero. And before that, there were almost none. And then you got this beautiful Italian Renaissance and all of this amazing art because there was like excess capital in the world. And now a lot more people can be artists, or a lot more people can start startups, which is another, like for me, that's like my expression of creativity.
Right.
Or more people can create content.
Yeah.
And this idea that people can find whatever way they can to express themselves, their talent, their vision, for kind of collective love of other people and a care for putting their brick in society's progress. I think that can go really far. Now, what art in the future looks like now that AI can make art or help make art, I don't know. It'll probably be kind of different. What startups will look like in the future when people can kind of just say whatever they want to their AI and it can make the software for them right then. It will kind of be different. But I think it's such a bad bet to assume that either human creativity or human fulfillment from being useful to other people ends. I think we stay on this exponential, and like each year, each decade, our collective standard of living goes way up. The whole world gets way richer. We all get more. We all expect more. And even over like the course, I was thinking recently, like food is so much better than it is when I was a kid. Like the world has just figured out how to make food better. Like we figured out organic vegetables or whatever it is. I don't know. It just tastes much better. And like, I think that's great. I don't want to go back to eating like the frozen carrots or whatever.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. But then there's some, like I saw this thing the other day. It was like a kitchen. They had like one of those robo kitchens or whatever. You know, when you order food from like something dash or whatever, and then you, but it's like Hank's Ribs, and then it's like Marty's Pizza, and then it's like Susan's Salami Shop, but they're all the same place,
Yes.
you know?
And when you get that from Window Dash,
Yeah.
you don't like, you feel like something's missing, right? You're like, this is fake. I can tell. I get
Yes.
less enjoyment. You would rather get that food from like the dude who's been making it and perfecting it on the, that little pizza shop on the corner for
Correct.
the last 20 years.
Right.
Because that's like part of, like, that dude is part of the experience. That authenticity is part of the experience.
Right.
I don't think that goes away with the
Okay.
like fake robotic thing.
Okay. Yeah, because I think I start to feel like we're in this universe where it's like you're walking down the street or something and like a Waymo goes by and it's like, eat now. And you're like, and you already did eat. It's just got a bad reading or something. It's got a bad
Yeah.
valve in it or something.
Yeah.
You're like yelling at it. There's nobody in there. And you're like, I already ate. It's like, sit down and eat now. And it just like fucking uses like a t-shirt cannon to just like shoot a burrito at you. And then you're sitting there, you're eating that, And then the GLP car goes by, right?
And says, I can help you out.
Yes. And it's like, obviously you've overeaten. You're like, I didn't even want to eat. That thing's messed up, right? You're yelling at a car that has no driver in it. And then it shoots you with 3 GLP-1 darts in the neck. And now your wife doesn't even recognize you when you get home or whatever,
The fact that you find this so off-putting, I think, is a sign for optimism.
Yeah.
Like,
That's actually a good point. It's
you're
kind of
wired.
fun.
You're going to be resistant to that. That's not going to make you happy. That's not going to make other people happy. Now, maybe we get tricked. Like, social media tricked us for a while. We got too addicted to feeds,
Right.
whatever. But we realized, like, actually, this is not helping me be my best. Like doing the equivalent of getting the like burrito cannon into my mouth on my phone at night. Like, that's not making me long-term happy.
Right.
And that's not helping me like really accomplish my true goals in life. And I think if AI does that, people will reject it. However, if ChatGPT really helps you to figure out what your true goals in life are and then accomplish those, it says, hey, you've said you want to be a better father or a better, you want to be in better shape or you want to like grow your business. If you want, we can change that goal and I can help you scroll TikTok all night or, eat the burritos or whatever. And I'll give you the GLP-1 shots and I'll make you as healthy as you can. But like maybe instead I can try to help convince you should go for a run tonight. And I think if AI feels like it is helping you try to accomplish your goals and be your best, that will feel very different than the last generation of technology.
Yeah. And you know what? And that's where I'm like, And that's where a kid growing up right now, to them, that would probably, some young people, it might be like, that makes the most sense. I'm a little older generation. I might be like, oh, that seems a little, but that's always how things are with generation to generation.
It's always how it goes.
Yeah, you're right. And maybe this is just like a quicker evolution of things. And for young people, it's going to make so much sense. And for older people, and you're just going to be like, get off my, avatar lawn or something,
But that's the way of societal progress. That's just how it goes.
Good point. There's definitely been a lot of talk about like tech and governance, right? And I know we touched on it a little bit earlier. And there were people like lobbying and Trump had a big, beautiful bill for like a 10-year ban on state legislation against AI. What do you think about that? Like letting it be this rogue space?
There have to be some rules here. There has to be some like guidelines. There has to be some sort of regulation at some point. I think it'd be a mistake to let each state do this kind of crazy patchwork of stuff. I think like one countrywide approach would be much easier for us to be able to innovate and still like have some guardrails, but there have to be some guardrails.
Have you met with governments and like government leaders to have discussions like that? Like, are they meeting with you? Cause they
do meet with us. They haven't done anything big yet, but they're talking about it.
Do they meet with you to try to keep information out of you guys' data?
For all of the paranoia about that, I don't think we've ever had someone come say like, I don't want it to say this negative thing about this politician or this whatever. The concerns are like, what is this going to do to our kids? Are they going to stop learning? There's a lot of concerns about that. Is this going to spread fake information? Is this going to influence elections? But we've never had the like, you can't say bad things about the president, Trump or whatever.
What about
bias is a big concern. Like they do want to know like, if it'll say bad things about one candidate, it'll say bad things about the other.
Could you guys make it do one or the other? Like, can you guys favor the back end or like?
We totally could. I mean, we don't, but we totally could.
You could?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think like.
How do we know you? How do we, like, do we give you guys lie detector tests every, like, how do we know
you have to like test the system. I mean, anyone can like test the AI and say, if I say this, does it say this? If I say that,
that's a good point.
But you touch on a really big point here, which is like hundreds of millions of people talk to ChatGPT every day. And it probably has like a big impact on what they believe. And so I think society's interest in making sure that we are, a responsible neutral party should be huge. Now, people do test it a lot, and I think that's good, but like we got to be held to a very high standard there.
But how do we, like, just as regular people, or how do like regular people just hold you guys to a high standard? Like, is it I guess it's politicians' responsibility, or, I mean, these guys are idiots. Some of them, they're like 80-year-old dudes giving thumbs up. That one guy couldn't get the Wi-Fi on. Remember that guy? That guy couldn't get the Wi-Fi on. So I'm like, how do we?
I mean, there's a huge amount of people that test our systems all the time, looking for any errors, any bias, anything.
I guess that's a good point. Is we can test
tell
it on this
you
end.
can tell, yeah,
right. People can test it on this end. As AI grows, like how big do data centers need to be?
Whoa.
Is that a concern of you guys?
I went recently to one of our new data centers under construction in Abilene, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
It's about like approximately 1 gigawatt facility, huge. It'll be the biggest data center ever built by the time it's done. And you stand in the middle of that, and the scale of this project just hits you so big. That's like one little part of it.
Dude, that's like 8 Costco.
There's like 5,000 people there doing construction on it, and this thing is just standing up, making progress every day. And you stand in the middle of this.
And what are you, in a chariot or whatever? Like, how do you even?
You're like in a little ATV.
Oh, okay.
It's like a dirty kind of construction site. But the scale of this thing, and then you kind of go in every room and you look at all the cables, the power, the cooling systems, rack after
Hello.
Hello. Nice
What's
to
up?
meet you.
Price, I don't know, since forever.
Forever.
To just say some shit. And people like, yo, you just said some shit.
Crazy who did that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wow. I thought my mom was
Yeah.
the biggest.
Yeah, no, I didn't even mean to be like that.
Trump is a weenie.
Trump is a weenie.
Yeah, Trump named 3 bar fights we know Trump done had.
So you would rather have Mike Tyson as a president than Trump?
No, Mike Tyson's stupid. Oh, yeah. Pow.
Nobody has a clue what you're going to say. You're so unpredictable.
The Democrats are a very clever slave master. They went and recruited the gays. That's Sergeant Dick Van Dyke. The worst thing we could have done to our military is don't ask, don't tell. Now, we asking, and you tell us.
You give me the feeling that you watch a lot of WNBA. Is that true? Like, are you a
I
big
hate the WNBA.
Really?
Lesbian women are not entertaining. Go get some hoes that can
Well, you've had a lot of big interviews. You had Kevin Hart, you had Khabib, you had John McAfee before he passed away.
Yes.
Under very suspicious
That's right.
circumstances.
Have you seen that one?
I haven't watched the whole thing. I watched the whole part of it.
If you watch it, go watch the 43rd minute mark.
Okay.
Here's why. Matter of fact, while I'm giving you what happened, you can go to it real quick and just kind of see what happens. Go to 42 minutes, and then you'll see what happens. So I'm interviewing John. Very sketchy. So finally, he agreed. I'm in Nashville because I'm interviewing Arthur Laffer and one other guy. And he hasn't given us 100% whether we're going to interview him or not. Finally, he says yes. Okay? So we're in.
All right, here we go. I'm DJ Vlad, founder of Vlad TV. Back in 2008, I started my YouTube channel with nothing but a vision. Today, 6 million subscribers, over 6 billion views, and more than 30 million in YouTube revenue. For the first time ever, I'm sharing how it all works. You'll get the actual revenue numbers behind some of our most successful videos. Step-by-step tips how to build low-cost setups with pro-level video and studio quality. My strategies for landing celebrity guests